Redefining the police has been a growing conversation in cities across the country. And a new poll is giving us a better idea as to how Minneapolis residents are rating our police department as a whole. And unfortunately, the results, they're not good. We're taking a deeper dive into those in this morning's Digital Dive. Now, a new KARE 11 NPR News Star Tribune poll of 800 registered Minneapolis voters found 66% of those surveyed have an unfavorable view of the Minneapolis Police Department, while just 25% give the department a thumbs up. And when you break the results down by race, white residents had a stronger unfavorable rating for MPD than black residents and those of other ethnicities. The support shifts drastically between Democrats and Republicans, with Republicans showing more support for MPD compared to Democrats. And when it comes to Chief Medaria Arredondo, the majority of residents, they seem to like him, giving him a 63% approval rating. Now, the survey also found the majority of residents, 78%, believe the Minneapolis Police Union has too much influence over the police department right now. And if you'd like to see all of these results, all the survey results from this poll, we do have them posted right now at KARE11.com. But some interesting results there this morning, Gia.
Yeah, and a lot of breakdowns to sift through for anyone interested. Alicia, thank you.